Okay, so I know what you're thinking. It's been a minute since I've covered the Black Clover manga. Yeah, I kind of been slacking. I haven't covered the Black Clover manga since about 5 chapters ago. It was 295 and you know, chapter 300 has just released. I'll make sure to do a quick recap of the last 5 chapters just to fill in the people who've been subscribed and keeping up. And of course, I will be covering the recent chapter that has been just released. But of course, if you can leave a like, I'd greatly appreciate that. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, the battle between Noelle and Vanica officially began on chapter 296. It started off with Noelle activating her Saint stage form and charging in to attack Vanica, basically. It's actually safe to say Noelle completely exceeded everyone's expectations. Like, I knew she was gonna defeat Vanica, but like, I didn't know she was gonna destroy her. Like, she activated Spirit Dive and the rest was history, basically. Like, so yeah, basically, Noelle overpowers Vanica, she defeats her, and then the unexpected happens. Vanica was there on the floor defeated, with a sword pointing at her. Like, you know, we think the bag is secured at that point, right? No. It's crazy though, because Megicula herself appears out of Vanica's body, actually. Now, we know that they're devil possessed, but of course the way that it works is they're not actually inside their body, they're more letting them power. You know, the devils are still in the underworld, but Megicula, of course, having curse warding magic, she has ways of doing things in an unorthodox way. Megicula, having curse warding magic, is able to do things that, you know, magic isn't usually gonna allow, like putting curses on other people and even herself, you know, allowing her to, you know, materialize into the world. Of course, we see a similar thing happen with Lucifer, where he tried to assimilate into the real world off of leibe, but of course in his case he wasn't using curse warding magic. You know, that was another route. Now, if you all remember previously when Noelle was fighting Vanica, Lilliputica was corrupted and began doing Vanica's bidding. Now, this was a thing that was similar to how Patri got corrupted, except, you know, his was a kind of different story. But of course, this is a similar concept to where, you know, they start attacking other people. Unfortunately, in this instance, Gaja was the victim of her corruption. You know, in the previous chapter, we see Gaja sacrifice himself in order to get an opening to, you know, incapacitate Lilliputica. Her being corrupted is only going to get in the way of defeating Megicula. Not only that, but that also led him to get an opening to use ultimate magic on Megicula herself as well. And I gotta say, this feat was impressive. We got to see a panel where his ultimate magic, it was a lightning beam, and it went straight through the entire, you can see it going straight through the entire Spade Kingdom. Like, this is crazy. Just like I see from Goku doing a Kamehameha wave, like craziness. But of course, with Megicula doing Megicula things, you know, she had put a curse on herself to be able to mitigate everything. Unfortunately, with curse warding magic being as versatile as it is, she was able to curse herself, managing to heal exponentially faster, so the attack was rendered pretty much useless because, you know, she healed right after, and yeah, the rest is history. And I gotta say, curse warding magic seems to be extremely versatile. Got me thinking less about what it can do and more of what can't it do, you know? At this point, we've seen like so many uses of it. Through Vanica, we've seen her be able to curse other people, you know, with Noelle's mom. They put a curse on her, which, you know, got her killed. Putting curses on the disciples, allowing them to, you know, explode, regenerate, not being able to die. Curses on other people's spells, which is like reversing spells or nullifying spells. We know obviously with Megicula that, you know, she can put curses on herself to regenerate, to even nullify magic, or even, you know, mitigate magic within an area. And it's like, it's crazy. Like, the list goes on. You can just keep going. I'm definitely interested to see just how versatile it is, just to see them expand more, because you never know. Like, I mean, from what we've seen, it's pretty much limitless, you know. Another thing I wanted to mention was that it finally seems that their side is receiving losses now. I've been saying that over the course of the Spade Kingdom invasion, you know, it's been going like a little too well, you know, with Asta defeating Naman Lilith, Magna defeating Dante, many of the mid-ranking devils getting finessed, and it's like going a little too smoothly, you know. But it seems as though like this is where their momentum will seem to come to a halt. Of course, with Gaja likely losing his life to Lilliputica, and whoever else might fall victim to Megicula. But yeah, Noelle seems to be backed into a corner because so far all of her allies that were on the battlefield seem to have been taken out. Gaja, Undine, Real, and Charlotte have all been taken out of the fight pretty much, and Noelle has pretty much on her last stand against Megicula on herself. And she's actually able to activate her Valkyrie armor again, but unfortunately Megicula, with her curse warding magic, you know, effectively again, she nullifies it, unfortunately, and pretty much renders it useless. It just goes away, and it's like, yeah. As hopeless as everything seems to be going in Megillah's way. She pretty much plans to put everything to an end with an explosion. She pretty much uses Lolopechka as a detonation. She tries to use a spell which would explode Lolopechka. Considering the strength of Megillah, that's something that would probably wipe out the Spade Kingdom. Or at least the castle. Also considering that she is sure that it'll wipe out everyone within the castle. And also doing that would allow her to fully manifest within their world. But lo and behold, at the last moment, someone comes in for the rescue. But that is, you ask? It is none other than Asta. And the panel right here seems pretty funny. It's like, it seems as though like Asta comes in, he's like tagged in, he like gives Noelle a dap, and he's like, alright, tag me. Now, crazy feat which he pulls off almost immediately. He goes up to Lolopechka, uses the Demon Destroyer sword, and I guess that supposedly deactivates the explosion. Unfortunately, she still seems to be corrupted, but you know, that was pretty cool that he was able to nullify Megillah's attack almost immediately without going into the Devil Union mode at that. Now, it's safe to say, with his anti-magic, it was definitely something that was needed to take down Megillah, because, you know, curse warding magic is not really something you can take down with any like element per se, unless it's like, you know, ultimate magic. Gaja was able to use ultimate magic, but of course, you know, the curse warding magic allowing her to heal, you know, mitigated. So, you know, with anti-magic, you can nullify the magic, but we will see what happens. And then in the next panel, we get a little sentimental piece here, but also kind of funny. She said, I'm not safe and sound at all, dumb stuff. Or bakasta. Because of course, when he came in, he was like, oh, there you are, not all safe and sound. Of course, you know, she's on her last toes against Megillah, but you know. And of course, that's the last panel ending off the chapter. Considering that Asta showed up to the battlefield first, I am concerned at where everyone else went. I'm wondering if he went to that battlefield on his own and everyone else went to go help Yuno with Zenon, but that wouldn't seem like the best option, considering Yuno kind of has things going decently. It's like a one-on-one battle, but of course he has some help on his side. But you know, having half of them go with Zenon and half of them go help him with Megillah would have been the best choice. But we'll see what happens in the next chapter. I gotta say though, I am pretty interested to see just how anti-magic and curse warding magic are gonna, you know, seem clashing together, because you know, they're both arcane stages of magic that will conflict each other. Because I'm wondering if Megillah has anything up her sleeve to deal with something like anti-magic, because I don't think she was expecting something like this. Also, considering the fact that anti-magic will completely nullify, you know, regular magic, I'm wondering as to how curse warding magic is gonna, you know, mitigate the anti-magic or, you know, counter against that. Maybe she has some curse that will replace the magic she gets nullified. I don't know. She definitely has something up her sleeve, considering the fact that what she's pulled off so far. I'm interested to see how that goes down though. Well, if you made it this far, I appreciate you sticking around. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, like just how do you think anti-magic will go up against curse warding magic, because I'm really curious about like how Megillah is gonna, you know, counteract what Asta can bring up. Considering that he's defeated the high ranking devil already, it's safe to say that he just might be able to take her on his own. But then again, he did need that little bit of help from Noct when he took out Nam and Lilith, so you never know. What do you guys think though? Who has the upper hand in this battle? If you could also leave a like on the video, I greatly appreciate that. If you enjoy my content, consider subscribing. I will be covering, or I will try to be more consistent in covering the Black Clover manga, so stay tuned for future uploads. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next